Hello and a warm welcome to the program. I'm Melinda Akinlami. Our focus is on the Northwest today, but first, our top stories. The tension and controversy over the tenure of chairmen in the 23 local government areas in Rivers State continues to rise as Ijaw youths take over the entrance of the Port Harcourt Council headquarters. Our correspondent Charles Okurum reports that the youths were seen seated around multiple canopies, chanting, dancing, and waving the Ijaw Youth Congress flags. There's heavy security presence in the area as the armed policemen are also on ground monitoring the situation. The council gate are shut owing to the public holiday, but the chairman of the Eastern Zone of the Ijaw Youth Council says he and his members are here to show solidarity with the governor and that no chairman will be allowed to stay beyond their tenures.
We are here in solidarity with democracy. We are law-abiding citizens. We are Ijaw people. We stand for justice, we stand for peace, and we stand for equity. What's happening today is an aberration to democracy. It is against democracy. It is against democratic practice in Nigeria. The past local government chairman took oath of office that after 3 years they will take a bow and leave. For them to stay more than 3 years, an aberration to the practice of democracy. These are people who supported too. I am not from Nasarawa State. I am from River State. I am from Bobo local government. The judges you're seeing here are from River State and they belong to each of the different local governments. Yes. We voted for these people. Yeah. We voted for these people. It is 3 years we voted for them. Are they saying they don't want to leave council? Are they the only Rivers people? We say after 17th of June, they should take a bow and leave. Yes. What we are doing is our civil right to protest, to say it's a peaceful protest. Nobody's carrying arm against it. Police is doing their job. We are here to say, local government chairman, thank you. You have governed your local government council for 3 years. Please, peacefully take a walk and leave. While the government and the electoral body will prepare for fresh election. What we are doing today is our civil right to say peacefully, we don't want anarchy in River State. We don't.
Chairman of the Port Harcourt City local government area, Mr. Orwell Ihunda, was allegedly chased away by some of the youths for attempting to enter the council. The vehicle belonging to the outgoing chairman of Obiako local government area, Mr. George Ariolu, was allegedly vandalized.
This is the local government chairman's car, so he left it. This is George Ariolu's car. And leave and run.
Meanwhile, the River State governor has directed heads of administration in the local government areas to take over from the elected council chairman whose 3-year tenure elapsed at midnight on Monday. Governor Fubara gave the directive in a statewide broadcast where he said the decision is in line with the provision of the Constitution and need to ensure peace and order in the state. He appreciated the efforts and dedication of the immediate past council chairman to public services.
As we move forward in making sure that the Constitution of the Federal Republic is upheld and that law and order is maintained, as we continue to strive to provide leadership and direction for our people, I hereby direct head of local government administration to continue to provide leadership in their respective local government areas. Head of local government administration are hereby directed to immediately take charge of the councils with renewed vigor and readiness to serve and await further directive as we navigate towards even greater accomplishments together.
The managing director of Fuani, Mr. Mohammed Fuani, and his brothers have been rescued in Ekpe local government area in Lagos. And that's according to the state police spokesperson, Mr. Benjamin Hundeyin, who explains that the victims were rescued on Monday night after they were kidnapped on their boat on the Falomo Bridge on Friday. He adds that the Marine Police, with support from the Navy, brought the abducted people to shore, and they have been taken to their homes by the tactical team. Mr. Hundeyin says he's not aware if any ransom was paid, but no suspect has been apprehended in connection to the crime. The federal government says it has commenced the establishment of 8 compressed natural gas conversion centers in 4 states across the country. The chief executive officer of the Presidential Initiative on CNG, Mr. Michael Oluwagbemi, who made the disclosure at the Northern Stakeholders Engagement in Kaduna State, says it's part of efforts to cushion the impact of the fuel subsidy removal by making transportation cheaper for Nigerians.
The federal government launched the Presidential Initiative on Compressed Natural Gas as a successor to the National Gas Expansion Program to cushion the impact of petrol subsidy removal. The initiative is part of President Bola Tinubu's renewed hope agenda in assuring an alternative and cheaper transportation fuel for Nigerians. In Kaduna State, the presidential team holds engagement forums with stakeholders from the northern region to intimate them about the ongoing plans to establish CNG vehicle conversion centers across the country and the need for them to key into the project.
We also mentioned that we've deployed assets, buses and tricycles, as well as conversion kits. And we're going to largely deploy these around the cities I mentioned earlier and the cities that currently have CNG. Where CNG is not currently available, particularly in states here in the north, we are also investing in electric vehicle, EV buses. So we're going to have some EV buses deployed in some strategic areas in northern states, mainly around the university sector.
The Executive Secretary of the National Board for Technical Education, Professor Idris Bogaje, harps on the need to train enough and adequate manpower to handle the project.
We are only talking about vehicular youth. And my appeal is, let us get all the states and all the private sectors to get their personnel properly trained.
Under the pilot scheme, 8 CNG vehicles conversion centers are expected to be rolled out in a few weeks' time in Kwara, Lagos, Rivers, and the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, starting with 20,000 conversion kits.
We're here today to engage with critical stakeholders, from labor unions to transport workers, technician association and artisan associations, as well as state governments, private sector, investors here in northern Nigeria, especially to discuss with them the plans of Mr. President to roll out and the ongoing process of rollout of the CNG initiative across Nigeria. Here in Kaduna State, we'll be hosting one of those daughter stations here in Kaduna State and several other investor stations, including conversion stations where you can convert your existing PMS petrol vehicles to run on both PMS and natural gas, effectively allowing you to save on your transportation costs by up to 70%.
CNG initiative will bring low prices of goods and services across Nigeria because transportation contributed a lot to the cost of goods and services in Nigeria. So if transportation will have a reduction of fuel consumption through converting from petrol and diesel to CNG, it means automatically the fare and the prices of moving goods and services within the country will be lower. So this automatically will bring about the low prices of goods and services.
The federal government says it is focusing on road transport unions because they provide 90% of the transportation in the country to members of the public.
Staying in Kaduna, the governor says the military will soon establish 2 new forward operating bases in the southern area and Biringwari as part of efforts to curb the menace of banditry, kidnapping and other related security threats. Governor Uba Sani, who gave the hint during a meeting with the Elders Forum in his office, explains that the new military bases will enhance security in the frontline locations to enable farmers have access to their lands. He also ordered the distribution of free fertilizers and other farm inputs to 60,000 smallholder farmers in order to enhance food security and economic growth in Kaduna State.
Since the inception of his administration in May 2023, Governor Uba Sani has made it a tradition to meet with relevant stakeholders in Kaduna State with the aim of intimating them about his programs and policies, as well as to get their inputs. Here at the Executive Council chamber of the Sir Kashim Ibrahim Government House, Governor Sani is hosting members of the Kaduna Elders Forum, led by former military governor of Rivers State, General Zamani Lekwat, and a former head of the civil service in Kaduna State, Mr. Abubakar Mustafa. The meeting attracts Kaduna citizens from across political party affiliations and religious divide. The governor uses the opportunity to render his account of stewardship, especially in the area of security, healthcare, and agriculture. To enhance security in the state, Governor Sani informs the elders that plans are underway for the establishment of 2 new military operating bases in frontline locations at Biringwari and southern Kaduna.
I want to also use this opportunity to thank our own brother, that is General Christopher Musa, the CDS, who have been supporting us because of his own effort and the effort of other service chiefs. Kaduna State have been benefiting with some level of intervention by the military. Only a few weeks ago, we concluded our arrangement with the military to set up forward operating base in southern Kaduna and another one in Giwa and Biringwari Aziz. All the arrangements have been concluded.
Some of the elders commend Governor Sani for what they describe as his open-door policy and make recommendations for areas that need his intervention.
One area that needs attention is the decimation of some chiefdoms, especially the dismissed district and village heads. The horrible things happening are taking place in those areas. We appeal to Your Excellency to restore these people back to office, empower them. They will become the eyes and ears of government.
Honestly speaking, I would counsel that maybe we need to look at this thing in some greater detail. Yes, fertilizer will increase production, no doubt about it. Farm inputs will improve production, no doubt about it, sir. But I think we need to look at agriculture, sir, in a more comprehensive manner. How do we make agriculture in Nigeria economically viable? It was in the past, sir. We need to develop a mechanism of price support for our farmers.
With a reassurance by Governor Sani to deepen citizens' engagement, members of the Elders Forum have also resolved to cooperate with the state government to rebuild trust in their communities, especially with regards to the implementation of the government rural transformation agenda.
The Katsina state government has given 6 million naira to families of 4 police officers alongside 3 members of the Security Watch Corps who were ambushed and killed by bandits in Kankara local government recently. The governor, Mr. Diko Rada, directed that 500,000 naira be presented to each of the deceased police officers' families and 1 million to each of the families of the Katsina Security Watch Corps. The State Commissioner for Special Duties, Mr. Isa Mohammed, led a government delegation to the State Police Headquarters in the state to deliver the gift and condole with the Commissioner of Police and their families.
It is an unfortunate situation, and it is an unfortunate happening. We know the commitment of this command. We know how committed you are, how dedicated you are to the fight against banditry, particularly in Kaduna State, and particularly and the front lines, local government business. We really appreciate your effort, and we continue to appreciate. And what happened is just inhuman, I can mention it, because I'm from that area. I know what up and down where people are doing in the fight against corruption, particularly in Kaduna, Zamfara, and Sabo local government.
The Kebbi state government has launched a comprehensive nutrition program aimed at reducing the rate of malnutrition across the state. This is coming as a recent report indicates that Therapeutic Feeding Center in Kebbi state has seen a rise of more than 20% in inpatient admissions from March to April.
Malnutrition has long been a pressing issue in Kebbi state, affecting thousands of children and adults alike. To tackle these health challenges, the government and partner organizations are now joining forces to combat this scourge and ensure a healthier future for the people of Kebbi state. A major intervention is the introduction of fortified rice in the school feeding programs, supported by the Global Alliance for Improved Nutrition in collaboration with the World Food Programme. Part of the intervention includes food demonstrations and awareness creation on the use of fortified rice for school feeding programs in Kebbi state.
The rice fortification program was approved by the federal government of Nigeria. We had the approval to include rice as one of the food vehicles that will be fortified or to be fortified in Nigeria to help us reduce the rising cases of malnutrition in Nigeria.
According to the World Health Organization, fortification of rice with iron, vitamin A and folic acid is a public health strategy to improve the nutritional status of the people.
We chose Kebbi State because Kebbi State is one of the largest producers of rice in the country, and we have so much passion in improving the nutritional status of the children in Kebbi State, and that was why we decided to use the rice fortification program as an intervention to address the micronutrient deficiency situation in the country.
Nabila Mohammed, a food safety expert, believes that the food demonstration modalities adopted will go a long way in creating awareness and achieving sustainable development in the fight against malnutrition in Kebbi state.
You know, in statistics, Kebbi state, we have like the highest number of children with malnutrition. So with this fortified rice and this project coming together with GAIN collaboration with World Food Organization, World Food Programme, it will be a great help and an achievement in this state.
The collective effort of the government and partner organizations is already yielding positive results.
Of course, as you can see, for example, in Birnin Kebbi local government, a school bought 30 bags of fortified rice. In Argungu, a school bought 10 bags of fortified rice for their school feeding program. So it's making impact.
As the fight against malnutrition continues, the people of Kebbi state can rest assured that their government and partners are committed to ensuring a healthier and brighter future for all.
Over 300 patients have received hearing aids and treatment at a medical outreach organized at a specialist hospital in Gusau, Zamfara state. The provision of hearing aids and treatment are described as a crucial step towards improving the quality of life for those with the impairment.
In response to the growing need for hearing aids and treatments for people who have been struggling with hearing loss and related issues in Zamfara state, a total of 300 hearing impaired patients are now able to receive much needed assistance. At a medical outreach organized by Ear Care Initiatives at the Zamfara State Specialist Hospital in Gusau, patients were diagnosed and received the requisited. Medical Director of Yariman Bakura Specialist Hospital, Dr. Aminu Mohammed, says the ear specialists are carrying out the outreach on the invitation of the state government through the Ministry of Health.
They are here to support the people of Zamfara State with hearing aids, those that have hearing impairments. They are here to support 300 people with free hearing aids. So they are assessing and now supplying everything free of charge.
The devices can amplify sounds and improve hearing clarity, making it easier for those wearing it to communicate with others and participate in various activities.
Been doing a hearing test on everybody that has been. So some people have had moderate to moderately severe to profound hearing loss, which most people know profound hearing loss to be deaf people. So yes, we have fitted hearing aids for people from mild to moderately severe to profound. And the people who've had profound hearing loss, which is the deaf people, as you would say, they have had the opportunity to hear sound, which they could not hear before they came in today.
The provision of hearing aids and treatments to over 300 hearing impaired patients in Zamfara represents a significant milestone in the efforts to improve the lives of individuals with hearing loss.
The Kano state government has commenced the construction of an 85-kilometer bridge and road in Madobi local government area. The project, which is worth about 21 billion naira, is poised to improve business activities between rural and urban communities. Our correspondent, Nanchin Vincent, reports on the inaugural event, which has created excitement amongst the residents.
Madobi local government area, one of the communities which gave the present administration of Governor Abba Yusuf a huge number of votes during the 2023 elections. It's a community which connects to other local governments and neighboring states such as Kaduna and Katsina. However, it has been challenged with access roads to move goods for a while now. This will soon be a thing of the past, as Governor Yusuf, in company of Senator Rabiu Kwankwaso, has flagged off the commencement of an 85-kilometer road project worth 21 billion naira to bridge the gap between rural and urban communities.
Today we are here performing a similar function, which is in line with our resolve to ensure spatial distribution of projects to cut across the length and breadth of our dear state, which will ultimately lead to wider spread of wealth and more enhanced economic activities.
The governor also noted that feeder access roads will be provided for farmers across the 44 local government areas in the state.
It is also our intention to further reduce the existing wide gap between the urban and the rural areas. Hence, we have in the pipeline a robust integrated rural development plan that ensures comprehensive healthcare system, schools, provision of potable water, roads and related infrastructure.
While the NNPP leader and founder of the Kwankwasia movement has applauded the governor for continuing with his initiatives 8 years ago.
Let me assure the governor and the government of Kano State, on behalf of all of us, of continued support, continued prayers, so that his administration would succeed. Because we believe that the success of his administration is our success, the success of Madobi, Kura, Garimana, Kiru, Bebeji, and all other people who are likely going to use this road.
The government also promised that it will continue to offer results and purposeful policies for the equitable spread of dividends of democracy.
Finally on the program, the Nigerian Army is calling for a responsible use of social media for national security. The commander of the Special Joint Task Force Northwest Operation, Hadarin Daji, Major General Godwin Amukut, made the call during the 34th Nigerian Army Social Media Seminar in Gusau, the Zamfara state capital. He urges social media handlers and influencers, as well as youths, to deploy social media collectively to enhance national security, harmony, and economic development in the country.
This is the 34th Nigerian Army Social Media Seminar, and participants include social media handlers, influencers, and mainstream media across Zamfara state. The idea of the seminar is to enlighten and sensitize the participants on the power of social media, and it can be used to enhance national security and promote peace and economic growth in the state. The General Officer commanding 8th Division of the Nigerian Army, Sokoto, who is also the commander of the Special Joint Task Force Northwest Operation Hadirin Daji, Major General Godwin Mutkut, makes an appeal on the responsible use of social media.
I charge you all to actively engage in the discussion in this seminar to gain deeper understanding of how reckless sharing of damaging messages, videos, and voice notes on social media could jeopardize our peaceful coexistence. I also urge you to take copious notes, seek clarification where needed, and it will give us a better understanding of this seminar.
The Chief of Civil Military Affairs of the Nigerian Army, Major General Nosakare Obo, speaks on the potential of social media.
While we stand united, we must realize that each post, each share, each comment on the social media has the potential to either undermine or strengthen our collective efforts towards a peaceful and united Nigeria.
Governor Dauda Lawal of Zamfara State is represented by the State Commissioner for Youths and Sports Development, Mr. Tasiu Shinkafi, and he emphasizes on the importance of verifying contents before publishing such on social media.
Always check the credibility of the source before sharing any information. Really unreadable news, reputable news, outlines an official statement. B, fact-checking. Use fact-checking website and tools to verify the accuracy of the information you encounter online. C, critical thinking.
The Army hopes to continue engagements like this to strengthen the cordial relationship between the military and civilians.
That's the program today. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Melinda Akinlami.